Hi guys, my name is Cameron Ross Whitmore. I'm with Off the Cuff, and I'm here with Rachel Finley, and Aiden is out for today, so we have our lovely guest. I can't even, we have
Yes, Josh Regan,
Josh.
this
Reagan. Introduce
the
yourself.
founder of all things Regan's Corner. Just absolutely Cam on that one. But anyway, we're gonna get off the cuff here, okay? And first, we got to
Thank you.
play our respects to probably one of the greatest of all time. 11 championships
Yes.
and Mr. Bill Russell. So for you guys, okay, how did he impact the game?
Rachel, I'll let you go first with that one.
Yeah, I mean, he played in 22 make or go home games and he won all of them. There is nobody who's going to do that ever again. He paved the way for so many athletes, and the things he did outside of basketball just shows the kind of, human being he is. Aside as being like one of the greatest basketball players ever, he, was really into like marching and, rights movements and things like that. He's just a great all-around person, and um, the NBA will miss him, and so will everybody else. So,
Yeah, he was probably the first person to when I growing up. I mean, I was into basketball like my whole life, but me hearing about him just having 11 rings was like the impact. It's like, why is nobody talking about this? Why is everybody always talking about Jordan? Why is this? Why are I always talking about LeBron and things like that? And even Dr. J, when they was talking about him back in the day, because my mom loves basketball too, and you know those five, those 11 NBA championships, those 5 league MVPs, the first black coach in history, the first black player coach in history for 2 seasons and won a championship. Um, and him being a civil rights activist, especially with the things that happened in Lexington, him really just like, yo, F it, I'm gonna leave. Like it was an interview he did in 2004. He was like, yo, I'm just gonna leave. He was like, I'm getting all the, everybody was asking, he's like, why are you leaving? It was like, if they don't want me here, why would I stay? There's no point for me being here. You also got to talk about him being in the college. He won two NCAA championships at school. Most people never heard of. 55 straight wins there at where he went to school at. Well, I think 11 gold medals. I think, or is it 11 gold medals? And he just had a whole plethora of just stats and things like that. Just filled the stat sheet, and he I, he was a great player. Even if you want to say, oh, he didn't. They were in like the plumber league, but look at him. Look at his height. He was 7 foot. Like that's you 7 foot. You're gonna do something. That's no. And then you just watch his game, the way he blocked shots, the way his rivalry with Wilt Chamberlain, and how he didn't give up. And even at a certain age, he was still playing. Like I forgot when he retired, but he was quiet into the age where you're supposed to retire. So he played a big role, and especially like I said earlier, the civil rights thing is just like he was there when Muhammad Ali was telling, at the panel, he was like, yo, I'm not going because of my religion, things like that, where he was told you need to go fight in the war. He was there with him. He was there, grieving when Martin Luther King died. He had the front row seat to Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. Like just learning about all these things about Bill Russell really impacted, I think, the way people view basketball and the way they act in basketball, because the city of Boston did not like him. They did not love him. They really hated him because of the color of his skin, and probably because he played so better than the players that was there. He hated them, period. And he always said that he played for the Celtics, not for Boston. It really, and I don't think he never really resolved the love for Boston and things like that, because clearly they still act the same with the LeBron James situation we talked about last week. So it just really it really was heavy on me, especially talking about it. And I think I'm glad he's whatever you believe in, he's in a better place, and that I'm glad people respect him, and I hope they keep respecting him and giving his flowers until I guess we all pass or the earth continues to die or something, But yeah, I think he impacted the NBA very well, and out offside the court.
Absolutely, Cam. So who do you think would make an impact now as a superstar going from the 80s, 70s, 60s, 90s era? Because the early 20s were kind of similar to as now, but not as bad as a 3-point league, and that's it. So who do you guys got?
I'll go on this. I'm not honestly, if we're talking about hypotheticals and they're able to change their game and things like that. Say they just grew up in this era with their height and with their mind. I'm gonna have to go with Wilt Chamberlain. I'm not gonna lie. Wilt Chamberlain, he just 7'1", big as he is. That was a rough rider, bro. Like 100 points. He just you can talk about more athletic, but they were running up and down the court. He's 7 foot. You running up and down the court is not. And the way he did the when Bill Russell did the drive and things like that, they forgot how to do drive too. Wilt Chamberlain was so good in the drive and things like that. Like Wilt Chamberlain was huge. Bro had moves. Bro had slick moves. He could dunk. He could power. He could block. Like that. Regardless of what you're talking about, you're getting a 7-foot person is blocking your shot. They're blocking your shot, period. And I think that's a big thing to realize. And also, if he had the technology we had today, he'll be over there like KD shooting them threes too. What do you mean? The way you see the videos, he had a little crossover. Right till you go. You seem like you know about it too.
I picked the same person. I picked Wilt too. That's hilarious. So they just made rules based on his dominance. They were literally, they opened up the, lane because of him, because he was so dominant. Not only is he a great shooter, he was physically dominant as well. So I think, even though he was 7'1", maybe a little bit skinner, he was physically dominant, which you need in this league. And I think, like you said, the technology we got now, he would be unstoppable, I think. So
yeah,
I'm gonna give you guys one that isn't Wilt. I agree with Wilt, but Pistol Pete Maravich. Okay, he was before Steph Curry. They didn't have a 3-point line when he played, so he would fit perfectly in this NBA. You can also go with Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, the obvious here. Kareem, but I'm going Pistol Pete, just to kind of get it out there with a pick here. So the next topic, okay? Next topic. So we're going to talk about the refs, okay? So, Cam, take this question away here.
Okay, so I haven't done since I've been doing a lot of thinking. I've been like, because basketball is like really like dry right now. But when you go back and we had all those issues with the referees and making it seem like these referees don't know what they're doing, you kind of question like, what can the NBA do to improve the referees? So I have two like, I guess, things that could help. I mean, they kind of can go on into helping like actual people who work in the workforce, things like that. But I mean, I saw that maybe my numbers are wrong, but some refs only get paid like $30K and things like that. Maybe if they up the pay more, they could help them improve refs. Because I mean, the term is that you look good, you play good. If you get paid more, you're gonna do better at work. If I work at McDonald's and I'm only getting paid $7.25, which is still the minimum wage in Tennessee, which is crazy to me, but I still go work at McDonald's. If I get paid instead of $7.25 and I get paid $15, I might work a little harder. I might not be able to still pay all my bills and still have to get loans and stuff with that $15, but I might work a little harder. If they get paid, maybe we'll look at least $90K or something. They might work a little harder. That might be too much for a ref, but I mean, I think that's okay, especially when the NBA, they get paid so much money anyway. Refs getting paid $90K is not even a a pinch of what the bench player gets. The bench player gonna get at least a minimum of 500,000 or $1 million. Like they don't have to worry about that. So, and then also another thing is they could improve on is literally just putting every year. I don't know if they do it already. I'm sure they do, but making sure these refs are still up on the rules of the game. Some refs probably don't look at the book every day like they need to, or don't take their job as seriously. Now, you don't want to say the refs don't take their job as seriously because it feels as disrespect, and then they don't get they don't do the job they're done because you have refs, you have players coming at refs crazy and things like that. That's another topic, but they don't. I don't know if they're fresh enough up on the rules of the game of basketball and things like that. So they got to improve that as well. Then number 3, you also got to stop players from harassing refs. We got to stop that. They call the play, deal with it, go on about your day. But don't sit there and start touching them and, basically like taunting him and things like that. Don't do all that. I know you love the game. But don't do that. Don't touch them. Them are regular people that are just trying to ref your game. I get it. Testosterone is at a high level when you're in basketball, football, any sport. Y'all, testosterone is crazy. I've been a victim of testosterone. You know what I'm saying? I come out the gym, I'm like, I can do anything I want to. But the thing is, like, you gotta calm that down when it comes to the refs. They not out here hitting you, fighting the ref is ridiculous. I remember when Mark of the owner of the Dallas Mavericks had fought the ref just randomly in 2007. Like, what are you doing fighting the ref for? Like, things like that don't need to happen no more. Even if it was in 2007, it still plays a part. Because what if that ref still reffing right now and he's scared to call anything to get in the fight? Because especially if they call it on a player. I get it. Referees are probably told to keep the best player in to play the game. But we can't do that all the time. If they travel, call that. Don't be one thing the refs have to be is consistent. Do not be inconsistent. Because then if you're inconsistent, then it's just like a whole bigger thing. If you're gonna call it on one player, call it on the other. Which is why when I think it was in the finals, I think somebody traveled and they called it on another player. I was like, good. It's a bad call, but at least you're gonna call it. At least you're gonna call it for both teams. And that's all I really have, to be honest with you. And I could just pick back off what Rachel says. What you got, Rachel?
I kind of like what you're saying. I think consistency is a huge thing. Like, being consistent with the call. Like, if you're going to make a bad call, then you have to make that bad call every single time you want to call that. So I think consistency is really, really important. But I kind of, I did a little bit of research myself, and I liked one of the ideas that I think Bleacher Report kind of threw out about making like a ranking system and using that ranking system to choose the refs that ref like finals games and playoffs games. Because those are like the refs that are going to be making the most money when they ref those kinds of games. So if you make that desirable for a ref, they're going to want to ref accurately. They're going to want to ref consistently because, there's something at the end of it for them. So like kind of you said, no ref is going to, maybe, do as good if they're making 30,000 versus, the ref that's making 100 grand, because he gets to ref the finals just because, maybe he's been in, the reffing league for longer. I think it should be based on maybe like a tally system. I don't know exactly how they would do it, but based off like accuracy, consistency, and how it flows in a game. And then, making like a score sheet, once a week or whatever, and having that a running tally through the whole, season. And then when it comes playoff time, you pick the, top however many refs. And then as the playoffs dwindle, you continue running that. And then the refs at the top get to ref in the finals game, So I think kind of making that something that they want to accomplish and putting maybe like a money, thing next to it. I think it would really encourage them to maybe, ref accurately. And kind of like a caveat on that, if these calls are blatantly wrong and they're affecting game like outcomes of games, especially in the playoffs and finals, there needs to be some kind of like, maybe not like fining them, but there needs to be some kind of repercussion because these are like important games for these players. Like you said, the testosterone's high. They've worked, their whole lives to be in this moment. And, it shouldn't always be up to one call, but a lot of times it is. And, that's a win or lose for that person. And, it's got to be hard. So.
Especially when you have certain refs like Scott Foster. We all know who Scott Foster. I mean, if you follow Chris Paul, you know who Scott Foster is as ref. They've been having beef since he was being the freaking NBA. Like him reffing the game, and they have beef, and he's actively calling calls on Chris Paul because they have so-called beef.
Yeah.
I don't think that should be a thing that's going on, but they let it happen. And then there were certain games that were being played to where they would be like, oh, they'll come out and be like, oh yeah, that was a bad call, and they should have won that game. I can't recall the games, but I remember watching First Take and things like that. They literally was like, yo, that call was wrong. Everybody saw it was wrong. Even the recording said this wrong. Even the refs saying it was wrong, but they called the bad call. How do you do that? You sit there and watch the recording. Also, they take way too much time looking at replays. People you're slowing the game down. Just call a better play. Like things like somebody stepping out of bounds. If it's very close, okay, let's review that. But the reviews have got to get
3 minutes later.
You 20 minutes later, you already got. Okay, the NBA got a lot of money. They ain't got that many ads rolling.
Right.
They don't have that many ads that need to be rolled that day. I'm sorry, especially for like not saying that all games matter, but some games just don't matter to a lot of people. Like if you got Detroit playing, I don't know what's another low city, the Trailblazers. I mean. Who really we love we Magic, like they good team, they're decent. Like who cares? Well, and we don't need to be sitting there doing that. And I with the tally thing that I think players should rank them. Now players will be like, I don't like him because he caught a travel on me. All right, no, be fair, be right. I think the Players Association definitely choose who refs in the finals, like especially off of just stats alone. I think you also should keep up with stats, like ref stats should be kept up with. How many times have they called this certain play? How many times it's called this certain play? I mean, it'll definitely be tasking job because there's so much things going on. But if you pay somebody $60K or something, they'll do it. If you pay somebody the money to do it, they'll tally that. They'll do that every game. They get paid. So I think you hit money right on that with the tally system with Bleacher Report. Let's see.
Okay, for sure. So next, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, so next topic is Zion Williamson a bust?
Okay, let's see. I don't know. What about you, Rachel? You think he a bust? Oh, stop.
Okay, can you hear Rachel?
No, I can't. Can you hear her? No, I can't.
No,
can you hear
I
Rachel?
cannot. No.
Can I either?
Yeah. But
I think we can hear you now. Keep talking. Oh, snap.
Okay, but I will answer this question.
Okay.
At the moment, he is a bust.
Okay, why?
Because the injuries. Okay, so it's getting into Greg. It's getting into Greg Oden.
I think he's a bust.
At the moment.
I mean, he has a lot. He's hurt his knee. He's hurt his foot. But I mean, what is this? Is like fourth. He's going to his fourth year in the league, and he's only played like 80-something games. I mean, I don't think he's played enough for us to say say like he is a bust or he isn't a bust. So I'm not too sure. I mean, I don't think so. I wouldn't count him out yet.
Right.
I mean, Oden had the same thing.
But Greg Oden, that was so like that was such a heartbreaking like thing. Like that really like I remember like a random old woman. She was doing a prank video. She saw Greg Oden. Nobody knew who he was, but Greg Oden walking down the street, and she asked him what happened. She asked like about him, and it was like, and she asked, "What are you doing?" He played basketball, and you could just after she talked to him, you could just see his face like go down, like he feels bad, like he didn't get that chance. Like it's crazy. I mean, what was that one? Golly, it was just a freak accident. I would think with Zion is different because I think he honestly just didn't want to play for the Pelicans. I don't think he wants to be there personally. They with this like extinction. His extension, they have like a weight clause or whatever. It's so funny they just put little things like that, like a weight clause. Like he looks absolutely a lot better. Like I mean, I think he weighs like what 250 now. He looks like an absolute monster. He looks a lot better. Like I think he'll be fine. I think those injuries, I think he really didn't care, and he had apparently he had like a lot of family issues going on, deaths and stuff. They really didn't try to talk about it too much. So I don't think he's a bust, but I mean, dunking all the time ain't gonna get you nowhere. You gotta be able to.
Hey, Cam. I said at the moment because I believe he's gonna get. Okay, so it's gonna be like Joel Embiid. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's a bust, big man with injuries and stuff like that."
Yeah.
I think his career goes into that a little bit more, kind of almost since
Joel Embiid took a while though. That was a while. How old is he now?
I think New Orleans is going to do the same thing as 76ers. Okay, well, you got Sam Bodie, you got these guys who just have freak accidents. And then even Blake Griffin with his freak accident, okay, with his injuries and stuff like that. He's had great years, but then the injuries happened, and then his explosiveness kind of went on the wayside.
Yeah.
But anyway,
do you think he's going to be as worse as Markelle Fultz?
No.
No. Markelle Fultz was crazy. That was Markelle Fultz was. I want him to be a sweet, loving player. He was, the young guy. He wanted to just play, and I don't know what happened. Like mental health is a big issue. I think he was one of the first players where we really realized, like, yo, college to basketball can change a player forever. Like it's crazy how like it just felt like a complete change difference. But God, I don't know. I think he didn't play enough. He didn't play enough to call him a bust. He didn't play enough. He played what?
Is it a Philly thing? Is it a Philly thing? Because Ben Simmons, okay, for how everyone was like, oh, he's the next LeBron James. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't done anything in the league. Ben Simmons, maybe a couple all-stars, but like if you're going to compare him to the chosen one, come on.
Okay.
You got to at least have a shot.
Okay.
A jump shot.
No, you're right. You can't compare young LeBron and prime LeBron. You can't compare that to Joel Embiid. Like, I get that completely. Joel Embiid had the team. I mean, not Joel Embiid, but Ben Simmons had the team. He had the accolades. He had everybody around him. He had every key to success. LeBron James got nothing when he was at the Cavaliers when he was a rookie. Nothing. He went to the championship with a sorry team against the Celtics with a big three, really big four. And you can say yes. You can say technicality wise, yes. LeBron James had decent role players and decent players on the team. I forgot who those people were, and I don't know their names, but I know they're nobody important right now. So who cares? They didn't have no impact. They held no impact, so it doesn't matter. And also, if you want to, Zion has that too. he had all them players on his team. He had Lonzo and all them players to help him not put so much weight on him. And did he compromise that team? I think he kind of did. Kinda. Did he help that team out? Well, who wants to say? He only played 20 something games. So, we gotta really look at that. Is he that buzzword? Because bust to me, bust, when you're a bust, right? When you're a bust, that means you didn't do nothing. Like even injuries aside, he was dropping 25 some points. With injuries aside, he was dropping 20-something points. Even I didn't like it. I didn't like it because he's just a big beast. I want him to go to the Knicks. But he did. I don't want to be wrong on that. But when the games he did play, I think he was dropping the average at least 20 and getting boards. So that buzzword is iffy for me. Right, y'all? You good now? Uh-oh.
No, she ain't good. No. But Cam, it's at the moment, man. You gotta stay healthy, man. You just gotta absolutely stay healthy because
I know what you mean.
Because you could say things for Derrick Rose, how good his career is going, and then just absolute nosedive after the injuries.
But the thing is, that was a freak accident. Zion Williams accident was like, he get a sprained ankle. I forgot what it was. D Rose played the game of basketball. How long he was in the league before the injury? And that was at his prime. That was like he just had everything going for him. D Rose had nothing happened. But the thing is, he was also injured a lot, and he also got injured in college too. I can't remember that when he was playing for Memphis, he was injured, so he does have a record of injury. Zion doesn't have that record, if that makes sense. The only thing we got is when he busted out his shoe. That I don't know what shoe company it was, but he came out his shoe, completely ran through out of that monster big bucket of bolts. That big monster, he came out them boots, he came out them shoes like it was nothing. I don't even know if you're gonna be able to. I don't even know if he's gonna be able to play in the NBA and run like that at a consistent time. But the D-Rose,
does he wear Nikes? Does he wear Nikes anymore?
He wears Nikes now. I think he wears Nikes now. Still? I don't know.
Still?
Was he wearing Nikes when he bust out them shoes?
Yeah.
They might have to make him. It was Nike. Oh Lord. I don't know. But
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Never.
Uh-oh. It's like lagging.
It's very laggy. But anyway, catch us down below. Subscribe and go follow your American Legion. Thursday is coming up, so go donate some coins to them here at Reagan's Corner Network. Special thanks to Emails Post here for sponsoring us. So subscribe to us, and Aiden will be back in the seat next week. Have a great day, everybody.
Yes, have a great day. Follow me on Instagram at Fugazi FU_GAZY. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on all those things. I will be posting clips from the podcast on there soon, please. I've been doing a lot of editing for other people, but I will soon get them up, and we're gonna have some discussions in those comment sections. And definitely talk to me. Definitely inbox me and see what topic I want to talk about next. And look, shout out to Off the Cuff. We'll have a great day. Peace.